Also making news this afternoon, a Save Ontario's Science Centre rally will get underway at Christie Pits Park this afternoon. That's where we find CB24's Kayla Williams, who's there live with the latest details on this demonstration. And we've seen demonstrations like this, Kayla, all over the city. So what's the key message there this afternoon?
Exactly, Beatrice. I mean, yourself and myself, we have covered this many times as Save Ontario's pushing this message of trying to change the Ford government's decision's mind when it comes to moving the Ontario Science Centre from its original and present home to the lakeshore and where the present Ontario Place sits at the moment. And you can see here now the rally is about to get underway in a few minutes' time. A few dozen people have gathered here, and one of them is Councillor Josh Matlow, and thank you for your time. And so, yeah, what brought you out here this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, to show your support for the Save Ontario Science Centre?
Well, if people don't show up, then Doug Ford is going to be able to just shove through what he's doing without any consultation with the very people who are being impacted. The people in Flemington Park and Thorncliffe Park, and as you can see here downtown, right across the city, love the Science Centre. Many of us, including myself, I went there as a kid with my parents. I take my 11-year-old daughter to it. And to see it ripped out of a community that relies on it for so many jobs, for their own kids' education and learning opportunities without any consultation is just fundamentally wrong. And this is what Torontonians are saying to the Ford government. And we're also saying that to not only rip it out of Flemington Park, but then to put it down at Ontario Place, just a portion of the size is not fair to everybody who has treasured this Science Centre for so many years and wanted to be there for many generations to come.
Covering rallies like this, because this is certainly not the first one, I've noticed too that there have been it's a multi-generational rally that comes out. And Absolutely. So do you think that sort of says something, the fact that there's people as young as 4 years old to as young as 90 years old that is coming to sort of support this movement?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, you're seeing it here today at Christie Pits. There have been rallies held throughout the city along with Flemington Park, because we're demonstrating that there are people from every neighborhood who love the Science Centre, but also every age. You see, a lot of people who might have been there on opening day many years ago, and then some youth here who want to continue going, and then one day bring their kids. Every generation, every neighborhood is saying to the Ford government, "We never asked for this. You never asked us. What's the agenda here? Like, why are you actually doing this?" Because it was first. And he said he's for the people, but the people are saying to Doug Ford, "You forgot about us." The way that they are destroying the last bit of really like natural waterfront we have at the Ontario Science Centre for a private spa, ripping the Science Centre out of North York, out of Flemington Park. The Greenbelt corruption is a whole other thing, but people are just feeling that the Ford government is not listening to them, and that's why they're rallying and they're coming here today to say, keep the Science Centre where it belongs in Flemington Park, so that these communities can continue, the jobs, the learning opportunities, and the love of science. We can continue having that for many generations to come.
Councillor, thank you for your time. We appreciate that. So there you have it, Beatrice. A lot of people here, as we just showed you, panning for those who have arrived here. The rally not starting just yet, but it is underway. It's showing, multi-generations, young people, preteens, teenagers, young adults, senior citizens, all coming out to show their support to essentially keep the Science Centre where it currently is. And of course, we know that as it stands right now, the Ford government still moving ahead with their plans to move it down to where the current Ontario Place sits, and so they're hoping that with enough rallies, their voices can be heard and perhaps it can start a conversation with the Ford government. But again, as it stands, the rally here getting underway in a few minutes' time, and we'll continue to bring you sights and sounds here from Christie Pits Park. We'll send it back inside to you for now.
All right, that's our Kayla Williams reporting live from Christie Pits Park this afternoon. Kayla, thank you.